I always wonder, growing up in a household that was all about show business, at what age did you say, yeah, I'd like to do that too?
Well, my mom taught us to sing, as far back as I can remember. My mom taught my sisters and me to sing in 4-part harmony, and sometimes she was the 5th. And she would have us sing for company, and I loved it, and I got a lot of attention for having a kind of a loud voice for a little girl. But I didn't really think of doing that as a profession until my dad took us on the road with him so that he didn't have to keep leaving us. He went to Japan to do a tour, and he put us in the act. And once I got a taste of what that was, I was in. So 14, I was.
14,
yeah.
You said, that's it,
Yeah.
I'm going to be an entertainer. Did you want to say, okay, I appreciate all that, but I just want to be myself, who I am, and sing my kind of music, my kind of way? Was that a part of the process for you?
I never really felt like I had to struggle to do my own thing. What I had to struggle with was to be seen as a 3-dimensional person, because I kind of inherited my dad's image, and people really sort of held me at arm's length because it was a very sort of squeaky clean, almost too good to be true, you know, and that wasn't real. So it was really hard to get to a place where I felt like people could know and not be, you know, like, I don't, she's probably judging everybody. I always felt like people felt that about me, and that was never the case.
Well, you've had an incredible run at it, and, you know, hits throughout so many decades. But, you know, the big song that kind of, I guess, separated you from being Pat Boone's daughter, and then you became Debby Boone, was You Light Up My Life.
Right.
Did you think it was going to be that big of a song?
I did not. My mother did,
Did
but
she?
I just thought, she's my mom.
Yeah. Your mother, by the way, one of the most beautiful people I've ever known. You and your dad, Pat, and Mom Shirley went to Israel with me on several occasions. Loved him. You lost your mom last year.
Right.
Must have been a tough year, 2019.
It was, for a lot of reasons, and that was tough. But she had suffered for quite some time, so in many ways I was very happy that she was no longer suffering.
Yeah. She and your dad together 65 years?
65 years.
That is amazing. I mean, most people, everybody still thinks Pat Boone is 18 years old.
Well, they married at 19, but yeah, they celebrated. In fact, she was at home in hospice when they celebrated that anniversary.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're in a project right now that is combining a whole lot of stuff: pop music, country, Broadway, jazz, everything sort of fused together. Tell us about the show that you're doing, and why did you decide to do such a breadth of music? Well,
because I always have loved so many different kinds of music, and I think that's because I've had so many different kinds of musical influences, strong influences from my dad and Rosemary and my grandfather, and the things that I listened to and enjoyed when I was young. And this affords me a chance to sing all different kinds of music and tell the stories that go along with them.
You also worked in Vegas with Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr. That had to have been a ride.
Yeah, I did not work in Vegas with them, but I worked with Frank Sinatra in Atlantic City. And Sammy Davis, I did a television show, a Bob Hope special, and got to eat dinner at his home with he and his wife, Altavis. And yeah, and I...
Was he as zany in person behind the scenes as he was on stage, wasn't he?
Yes, but delightful and generous and warm. He was great. I loved Sammy Davis Jr.
People
and Frank
who knew
was
him,
great.
I never got to know him, obviously, but people said he was the most just loving person and was always about doing things for other people and his friends.
He
so that
cooked
really was
for
true.
us, invited us to his home for dinner after this special, and
No.
yeah, I know.
I mean, how many people can tell that story?
Not that many, it turns out.
Well, one of the things that we invited you to come do was to sing on the show, because we're not going to have Debby Boone come and just let you go without some music.
As long as you're playing with me.
Absolutely. You know, I want to do that. And I want to tell our audience you can get Debby Boone's album, Swing This, wherever music is sold. For information about her upcoming concert performances, go to debbyboone.com.